Good day. So now I will discuss about the function or processes that I had discovered on these following key terms. Application software programs are created to facilitate a variety of functions including managing information, manipulating data, constructing visuals, coordinating resources, and calculating figures. You may be familiar with application software through examples like the Microsoft Office suite, Internet browsers like Safari or Google Chrome, and mobile software like Spotify, Zoom, and Slack. Those are some functions of application software. The dawn of the Internet age has brought about various changes for the human race and civilization. Messaging and communication have never been so secure and convenient as now. All this invention of the Internet and success is due to the development of broadband technology. It helps Internet users with the opportunity to browse and use the Internet while making a phone call. It divided the signal transmission between Internet data and telephone data, which is considered one of the main improvements of the traditional telephone connection. Broadband now consists of various devices or computers that form an almost infinite system of data exchange. Hardware refers to the physical, tangible computer equipment and devices, which provide support for major functions such as input, processing or internal storage, computation and control, output, secondary storage for data and programs, and communication. The primary function of netbook is that it is a small, light, low-power notebook computer that has less processing power than a full-size laptop, but it is still suitable for word processing, running a web browser, and connecting wirelessly to the internet. Smartphones has a lot of uses under its belt and we can't deny that. Their uses help us in our many daily activities, which make things easier for us to handle. In regards to this, I will discussing its three primary functions, calling and texting. Texting and calling are pretty much the primary usage of any communication phone or device. It provides us long-distance communication capability with our loved ones and serve as a bridge from the gaps created by boundaries. However, calls and texts have been considered as one of the least common use function of smartphone, with smartphones usually used for other purposes, gaming and entertainment. As a gamer, I didn't exactly expect that smartphones will be most likely used for the sole purpose of gaming and entertainment, until I learned a lot more about them. Gaming and entertainment applications are a thing of this generation, which is not shocking since the number of application developers slowly blew like the Big Bang. Other sources of gaming and entertainment, such as YouTube and different types of emulators, give smartphones more opportunities to provide these types of services, which is undoubtedly amazing for a gamer such as myself. Social media and internet browsing. Social media and web browsing can be considered the primary function of smartphones. Since smartphones are usually used for these purposes, and some often just buy smartphones to have an easy-to-carry internet browsing machine that fits their pockets. Smartphones have been used this way since the beginning and throughout the evolution of smartphone. Smartphone is also the evolution of improving web browsing as a smartphone service, which greatly increased the possibility of usage of this service in future smartphones that will feature new things on this particular function. There are many functions of a computer monitor, but in this discussion, I will tell you about the important function of a monitor. As you must be aware, A monitor is an output device whose job is to show the output of the user's input. The main function of a computer monitor is to display the result of any data. For example, if the user plays the video, the monitor's function is to play the video on the monitor. If a user opens any picture, the monitor's function is to display that picture. Say in simple language, the function of a monitor is to display any type of data. An important function of a computer keyboard is to enter any type of digital information into the computer. Digital information means digital data that the user enters into the computer through the keyboard. The keyboard plays an important role in executing any data in computer because as long as there is no data entered in the computer, how will the computer execute any data, and through the keyboard itself, any type of data will be entered in the computer. Basically, the function of the keyboard is to enter the data inside the computer. You cannot enter any data into the computer without the use of a keyboard. The functions of a computer motherboard are: first, the motherboard acts as the central backbone of a computer on which other modular parts are installed such as the CPU, RAM, and hard disk. Second, the motherboards also acts as the platform on which various expansion slots are available to install other devices or interfaces. Third, the motherboards is also responsible to distribute power to the various components of the computer. Fourth, they are also used in the coordination of the various devices in the computer and maintain an interface among them. And last but not the least, some of the sizes in which the motherboards are available are BTX, ATX, Mini ATX, Micro ATX, LPX, NLX, and etc. The main function of server is to access, hold, and transfer all files and data from other computer machine over computer network. Local network is used for making connection with multiple computers in small-scale organizations. Another function of server is that all devices of server are configured for getting listen to all requests from client machines over the network connections. This functionality is presented like as part of operating system that is run on all applications. Server is also capable to perform other tasks like as one request and response that is enabling with identify of all requesters. Client machine must be granted permission to access all data and other resources. For example, Apache Web Server responds to browser requests over the internet through other additional applications, and Apache is installed on top layer of operating system. I will spread the light on the several major functions of router. First, to make segment. Routers plays the major role to segment the internet network from internal network in the residences area of business. Routers moves to all packets from internal network to the internet. Primary function of router is to web traffic dedicated for internet outside to the internet network as a safety concern. It also helps to ignore the damage of data from a data packet that is flowing to wrong network. Second, to assign IP address. IP or Internet Protocol is very necessary element for every computer system because the IP address means that which address that is assigned to the computer over the network. With the help of IP, all communication packets are sending and received over the network. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol DHCP allows to IP address to each computer that is linked to network. Most routers are enabled with DHCP protocol over the internet that is used for home and office small types of network. Third, as a firewall. Firewall helps to provide protection from intruders and malicious users over the internal networks. Firewall allows to get blockage of unauthorized or unwanted traffic. Firewall is software that is installed on each computer over the network, but routers are identified over the internet along with firewall firmware and software. And last but not the least, to share resources. Routers also help the many users for sharing resources like as faxes, scanners, printers, and like folders on the drives which are located on remotely. Printers and faxes can be properly configured on the router by skilled network administrator for using the entire organization through computer network. There are not need to install the printer for every user over the network, so it helps to save extra money and space for replacing the printer. All files and folder that is stored on the user hard drive can be shared over entire network without getting to print or hard copies. Due to this, to save extra company funding and resources, and so employees are able to perform their function quickly while locating remote geographic locations.